Hey YouTube, it's Petey. I just woke up and I had the dream, and I want to document that before I forget about it. So, I've had a similar dream with this person in it, but this person wasn't really in the dream. He was a subject in the dream. I guess I'll tell that story because I don't have very many good dreams that I remember. Usually, if I have a dream, it's something really horrific. If I wake up and remember my dream, it's because it was really traumatic and bad. But this wasn't that bad. This was probably one of my favorite dreams that I ever had. So I was with my wife in this dream. We're in her Nissan Stanza, and this is like in the 90s, like in the mid 90s, and we go to something in Chicago that is, it's not the Museum of Science and Industry, but it kind of is. And it's more like it's over by Cicero for some reason. So they have a exhibit there with Adrian Belew's guitar effects at this exhibit. And I stole a delay pedal. I stole a DD7, something that looked like a Boss delay. Um, they weren't locked down. They were just sitting there, and I picked it up and to look at it, and it's in my hand. So I ended up putting it on my person, and we rapidly exited with me laughing about it. So, of course, there's a car chase, and we're driving back to our house, and we end up pulling in to this restaurant, which was like a truck stop. It's like this restaurant that's on Cermak, where they advertise steak and eggs. They for breakfast. They have that area is a trucker's, like the train comes in, and there's a like B&H, like truck lines thing where all the semis, trailers are parked, and they load that stuff up, and then the trucks come and pick it up and take their run out. So naturally, there's this restaurant place. There's this Greasy Spoon Kitchen. It's probably really good breakfast. I've never been there. It's probably looks expensive. So we pull into this place or something similar, and jump out and run in there, and they had a tabletop arcade game, a cocktail. And I said, sit down, and I started putting quarters in this. This is our plan: is we're going to hide from the cops and pretend we're. So I think we ordered some food, and then we were playing like Centipede or something, Millipede, on this tabletop video game, and that's where the dream ended. Now, today's dream, it shares that connection of Adrian Belew. So in this dream, I'm in a high school gym, crammed full of people, and they're having a assembly where they call your name, and you have to get up there and perform something for the people. And they're calling off names. I'm sitting to my right is Adrian Belew, and I've got my strap. I've got this. It's a Fender case. And it's interesting because in my dream, it wasn't broke. The case is broke from closing it with the GK2 on it. It pressed it up, and the hinges popped out. Fender cases are not very well made. So, yeah. I've got a belt around mine, like you would wear a belt. I've got a belt that ensures that it won't fail and come open. So in my dream, it didn't have that. But anyway, yeah, I'm in there, and I'm confident because I know I've got these effects, or there are effects there, and I'm going to be able to do this solo guitar thing with delay or something that I can, you know, squeeze by it as some sort of impromptu performance. But I'm confident about that in this dream. And Baloo is there, and I'm like kind of talking shop with him, and he's being cool, jovial. They call my name, and they've called people's names. Like, people are going up and reciting poetry. I'm the first one with a guitar. And I remember standing up, and this is before they called my name. There was a homemade noise synthesizer that was, it's hard to describe. It was on like an easel. So there was wooden poles that came up like a triangular thing, and then there was a pole going across with a piece of whiteboard on it that had pencil writing, and it had like holes in it where you could stick these pieces of like balsa wood that had been cut three-dimensionally into it, and switches and knobs, kind of like on the VC3, that synth that Pink Floyd used for On the Run, how they had those pegs that you would put in that matrix. It had stuff that you stuck into it. Anyway, I remember admiring that and being able to see behind it that there was, in fact, it wasn't a facade. There was stuff that made it work behind there that you could see. Anyway, I remember looking at that, and then sitting back down, and they called my name. I get my Strat. I start walking up there, and the girl who calls my name says on the PA, "Oh, well, is that your guitar?" And I look at it, and it's my guitar, except where Adrian Belew signed it, because in real life, Belew signed my Strat. And he signed it on the front, and he signed it on the back, on the pick guards. Okay? They're like, we're getting word from the audience that he's picked up someone else's guitar. So I look, and where it says Adrian Belew, it doesn't say Adrian Belew. It's signed by the guitar player from Iggy Pop's band, Ron. He just died recently. The guitar player from Iggy Pop's and the Stooges. The guy from the Stooges. Let me see what his name is. Which is really weird because I knew who the guy was, but I didn't. His name never came up. The Stooges guitar. Ron Ashton. It was signed by Ron Ashton. And in my dream, I was just like unbelievably frustrated because I wasn't going to be able to perform in front of Adrian Belew and the rest of these people. I was ready to go up there and do my thing. And then the other thing was, what happened to my guitar? How is it that, So and then I'm like in front of the whole school now. Here I'm the guy who tried to steal somebody's guitar, and that's when I walked back off the stage back to the area where I was seated. There was another room there, a music room, and I remember going in there looking for my Strat, because I think in the beginning of this dream I had kind of phased in and out of that reality, and I had been in that room. Because I remember like earlier, like walking up with my guitar and setting it down, and then sitting down in this folding chair and kind of going back to sleep, going out of the REM state, but then coming back in, and I was in that same place. So either way, yeah, the dream was. And you hear about people having these dreams where they're standing in front of the school, but they're in their underwear, or you forgot to put your pants on when you went to school. I've never had that dream, but today I had this one where I got my face because I stole someone's guitar. Anyway, that's the deal with me in my dream world, is that I never get to follow through on the thing, whatever it is in the dream. Uh, if there is any ever coherent thing in a dream, I never ever follow through and fulfill whatever the act may be that you're supposed to do. It's always wah, 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 wah. Always. 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 Anyway, that was my dream. I promise I won't do this again. I come on here and bother you guys with this stuff. Have a great day. Stay cool. Peace.